Jamie, the big season opener coming up this weekend, but before we get into that, have you enjoyed pre-season?
Yeah, definitely. I think I said after the Wimbledon game, sort of last game of the season last year, and I said that coming back into pre-season, I wanted to be fit and flying and ready to go for the first game of the season. And hopefully sort of the games that the fans and obviously the coaching staff have seen, hopefully I've applied myself well and obviously scored a few goals which I said I wanted to add to my game, and hopefully just take that into Saturday and hopefully get a good result.
You're an influential part for Tamworth in terms of being a player there with goals and assists and everything like that. Is that something that you now want to bring into this side going into the League Two season this year?
Oh, definitely. We've worked a lot on sort of the centre midfielders and their sort of movements and patterns and players, stuff like that, and I really want to help contribute to the team this year with obviously as many goals as I can and many assists as I can, and just obviously help get the result on a Saturday or a Tuesday night, and hopefully we can sort of apply ourselves well and go into every game with that belief that we're going to get the result.
We talk about competition for places across the team. The defence looks incredibly stacked in regards to two in every position, and you've just mentioned the midfield there. Having competition for places, does that then spur you on as a midfielder yourself to go and be better and try and produce every game?
Yeah, definitely. I think you have to have that sort of competition, and you have to obviously push each other within training, and obviously we've got people like Jack Earing and players like that. We're all together and we want the best for each other and we want to push each other, but at the end of the day it comes to a Saturday, you want to be starting, so you've obviously got to prove yourself throughout the week, and when it comes to a Saturday you want your name to be on the team sheet. But again, the friendly competition within training and people like Charlie and players like that, they're good to have around because we push each other and we want each other to get better, and most of all we want the result at the weekend.
I know the pre-season games, the head coach has said we've had a real variety in regards to the opposition that we've played, in terms of teams that have been perhaps more possession-based, teams that have played much higher up the pyramid to ourselves, but having those variety of games is really important, isn't it, to get yourselves ready for this weekend against Morecambe?
Yeah, we need obviously different tests, and we need to obviously face different oppositions with different tactics and different styles of play, and obviously we've been through pre-season, played 6-7 games, and with teams with all sort of different styles of play, and we need to adapt and sort of overcome them challenges. Obviously that leads us into Saturday, and we know what we're going to do on Saturday, and hopefully the tests that we've had throughout pre-season are obviously going to take us into the weekend with obviously the best opportunity of winning.
What's it like going from a pre-season game where there's not necessarily much riding on it other than getting minutes under your belt and making sure you're understanding everybody's patterns of plays and things like that, going into a league game now where there is something on the line? Talk us through the difference in that in terms of a player going into that game.
Yeah, I think personally I look at sort of every game, whether it's a friendly or a league match, and obviously everyone wants to win, but obviously it's just getting through pre-season and looking forward to that first game, and then getting the 3 points. But I think you've got to take sort of the pre-season friendlies and look at them as sort of a competitive match, and you want to win, and you want to obviously show what you can do. But obviously again, the 6-7 games that we had, everyone's getting through it, everyone's feeling fit, and obviously you look forward to the first league game and hopefully win, and then you take the momentum into the next one, and hopefully you can have a sort of a 5-6 game run at the start of the season to obviously get you a foot ahead of everyone else.
How important is it to, I suppose, have that strong start? Obviously it's a long slog over the course of the season, but it boosts that morale even more, doesn't it, if you can start the season strong, particularly at home in front of our own supporters?
Yeah, momentum is massive. I think if you can come sort of into the Christmas period on a sort of a high, and you've started the season very well, I said anything can happen. But it's really important that we start well. We get as many points on the board as we can, because you don't want to sort of come to sort of November and we haven't picked up as many points as we want, because then anything can happen in the second half of the season. So I think it's really important that we get underway Saturday, we start fast, and we get out of the blocks well, and then we take that into sort of Tuesday in the cup game, and then we just keep going on from there.
Morecambe themselves are a very experienced manager at this level. They've brought in, I think, 15 signings plus at this point. They'll be a side that themselves will come into the game with plenty of optimism, looking to pick up points on the opening day.
Yeah, It's obviously going to be a really competitive match, and I think every team in the league wants to start well and obviously play in front of the fans in a competitive match for the first time in 2-3 months. So I think it's really important that we don't focus too much on them either. I think it's about us on Saturday, and it's how I think if we play our football and play the way we know that we can, I think it will be a really good match for the fans to come along to.